All right, I promise you to be back at the top of 2 o'clock, but you get more of me. Now, as South Africa prepares for local government elections, what lessons can be learned from other African countries like Zambia, Malawi and others? They've all recently held elections while dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. Our reporter, Khayelihle Khumalo, is attending the Africa Peer Review Mechanism in Nairobi, Kenya, and he joins us now via Skype. Kaya, what's been the major talking points at the African Peer Review Mechanism conference?
Well, precisely, Mr. for quite a number of really critical topics in the country. Obviously, the issue around election is always a hot potato, and this time is quite unprecedented. There's a pandemic that's seen in South Africa as well, where the IC was a bit hesitant because of the presence of coronavirus. So there's quite a lot of lessons that us as South Africa can learn from other African nations who have gone through a very similar process. Like you just mentioned, the likes of Zambia, Malawi, and many others as well. So that's another way of, as well of looking at, just experience sharing. So that's another hot issue as well here, issue around peace and security in the continent as well. We've seen the coups in Guinea, Mali, and other countries as well. So that's another way as well of trying to make sure that there's good governance in the continent. At least those are some of the key issues really that have been at the forefront.
Have they spoken at all, Kaya, about elections in Africa and what it is that we can learn from each other?
Well, too, for obviously, it's always quite interesting with these gatherings because they tap from so many countries' experiences. There's a pool of experts from right here in Nairobi, in Kenya, in South Africa as well. So one of the ways that they were emphasizing is that more electoral bodies in the continent should look at really innovative ways of making sure that elections are held, but also reflecting the legitimacy of the citizens as opposed to allowing any other interference. But apart from that, looking at the very critical issue around fighting corruption, we know that it's a bit of a concern in the continent for so many countries. That has been a very dominant issue as well, to see that how do you capacitate the institution that are meant to fight corruption, the law enforcement agencies, so that they do have the know-how, but also sharing as well, what works in Kenya, what works in South Africa as well, so that they do protect the fiscal caps.
Now, the term good governance is really something that doesn't exist in our continent. It's a major challenge, is it, Kaya?
Well, it is. So hence we have to do the African Peer Review Mechanism. So periodically they look at countries in the country, where they look at the state of affairs, where they look at the existence of democracy, where they look at many other ways of making sure that the elections are free and fair. So it's an array of issues, really, that they do explore. So the good governance concept is a challenge. When you look at the reports of the World Bank, it is a main issue where they do highlight that there are still a lot of concerns where the mechanisms are still weak. So how do countries really try to improve that aspect so that Africa can overcome that? Because once you have good governance, it's easy for development to flourish. But also another issue, Maseko, that is critical here that has been really just widely discussed is around the vaccination in Africa. We know that out of the 6 billion doses that have been administered, Africa has only received about 2%. So how does Africa try to build its own mechanism so that we can have the vaccines really manufactured, much as we do in countries like South Africa where the vaccines are produced and then obviously go to the external markets. But how do we try to leverage our own systems and be able to be self-sufficient? It's one of the issues, once again, that has really been widely discussed.
All right, Khayelihle Khumalo, live for us in Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you very much for now.